Hello and welcome to Mastermind with me, Clive Myrie. This is our final heat, and the four contenders hoping to win the last remaining place in the semi-finals are Rashmi Bardwaj, a retired chartered accountant. Her specialty subject is the Hollywood actress Audrey Hepburn. Graham Donaldson, a company secretary. His subject is the television series Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Shelley Barnes, an audit administrator. She'll be answering questions on the DCI Ryan series of crime fiction novels by L.J. Ross. And Rob Cayley, a former librarian. His subject is the Oscar-winning composer John Barry. The famous Mastermind black chair has seen it all. Contenders squirming and sweating and forgetting and remembering, some gloriously, as they successfully navigate my obstacle course of quick-fire questions. The highest scorer, after 2 minutes on a specialty subject and 2.5 minutes on general knowledge, will win the last spot in the semi-finals and the chance to compete for this magnificent glass bowl and the title of Mastermind Champion. We wish them well. So, can I ask our first contender to join us, please? Your name?
Rashmi Bardwaj.
Your occupation?
Retired chartered accountant.
And your specialist subject?
Audrey Hepburn.
The Oscar-winning actress and style icon who later became a UNICEF ambassador. In 2 minutes, let's go. Audrey Hepburn was born to a Dutch mother and a Bohemian-born British father in which European capital city?
Brussels.
Yes, Hepburn's major theatrical break came in 1951, in which play, after she'd been discovered in Monte Carlo by the novelist Colette?
Gigi.
Yes, which British filmmaker directed the screen test that won Hepburn her breakthrough cinema role in Roman Holiday, secretly keeping the camera rolling to capture the actress behaving as naturally as possible?
Thorold Dickinson.
Yes, in 1957, Hepburn appeared with her first husband, Mel Ferrer, in which historical play made for American television?
Mailing.
Yes, in 1959, Hepburn was involved in a car accident in Beverly Hills when she drove into the back of another vehicle and was subsequently sued for damages by which young actress?
Shirley MacLaine.
No, Joan Laura. Which Oscar-winning song was almost cut from Hepburn's film Breakfast at Tiffany's, but was saved after she furiously declared that it would be removed over my dead body?
Moon River.
Yes. Which British comedian and future game show host appeared with Hepburn in the musical revue Sauce Piquante in 1950, reportedly saying that her appearance was so adorable that you held your breath while she smiled?
Bob Monkhouse.
Yes. What name did Hepburn's friend, the fashion designer Hubert de Givenchy, give to the perfume that he created exclusively for her in 1957 and which later went on commercial sale?
L'Interdit.
Yes, in 1969, Hepburn married her second husband, Dr. Andrea Dotti, in which Swiss town near the village that she'd made her home?
Tolochenaz.
No, Morges. In 1965, Hepburn presented the Oscar for Best Actor to which performer, her co-star in My Fair Lady, kissing him repeatedly as he accepted the award on stage?
Rex Harrison.
Yes, later in life, Hepburn worked as an ambassador for UNICEF, but she first helped the organisation in 1970 by appearing in a special television programme that had what four-word title?
Children's Fund of UNICEF.
No, A World of Love.
Yeah.
And at the end of that round, Rashmi, you had no passes. You have 8 points.
Thank you.
And our next contender, please. Your name?
Graham Donaldson.
Your occupation?
Company secretary.
And your specialist subject?
Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
The 1990s Star Trek series in which the Federation officer Benjamin Sisko commands a space station near the planet Bajor. In 2 minutes, let's go. In the opening episode, Emissary, the Bajoran spiritual leader who shows Sisko a sacred orb on his first visit to the planet, is known by what title?
The Kai.
Yes, in the second season episode Crossover, following an accident in the wormhole, which character first meets her mirror universe counterpart, who's known as the Intendant?
Kira Nerys.
Yes. What's the title of the episode in season 6 in which the holographic lounge singer Vic Fontaine, played by James Darren, makes his first appearance and coaches Constable Odo to become more relaxed?
My Way?
No, His Way. In Improbable Cause, the secretive Cardassian tailor Garak tells Odo that the truth is usually just an excuse for a lack of what?
Imagination.
Yes, in the season 4 finale, Broken Link, after Odo loses his ability to shapeshift, Dr. Bashir tells him he has not a trace of changeling protoplasm in his entire system and that his blood group is now what type?
O negative?
Yes, in the season 7 episode, The Dogs of War, which actor appears as both the Ferengi liquidator Brunt and a cloned member of the Vorta species called Wayun?
Jeffrey Combs.
Yes, in Things Past, Cisco, Odo, Dax and Garak jointly experienced a telepathic journey back in time to when Deep Space Nine was a Cardassian processing center for Uridium ore and was known by what name?
Terok Nor.
Yes, in the episode Meridian, the crew of Deep Space Nine meet the inhabitants of a planet which regularly appears from another non-corporeal dimension at intervals of how many years?
67?
No, 60, which Emmy Award-winning composer wrote the opening theme and much of the incidental music for the series.
Michael Piller?
No, Dennis McCarthy in Starship Down, when the USS Defiant is damaged and becomes trapped in the atmosphere of a gas giant in the Gamma Quadrant, Jadzia Dax breathes in several lungfuls of which chemical element?
Fluorine?
Yes, in the episode Q-less, Chief O'Brien tells Captain Sisko that the mischievous entity Q... I've started, so I'll finish. The mischievous entity Q first met the archaeologist Vash in what location on Earth, explaining it was one of the little jokes Q played on the Enterprise crew.
The Daystrom Institute?
No, Sherwood Forest. And Graham, at the end of that round, you had no passes, and you've got 7 points. And our next contender, please. Your name.
Shelley Barnes.
Your occupation.
Audit Administrator.
And your specialist subject.
The DCI Ryan novels by L.J. Ross.
Yes, the series of novels centred on a detective chief inspector investigating crimes in the northeast of England. In 2 minutes. Let's go. What's the name of the detective sergeant with a penchant for colourful ties who works closely with DCI Ryan in the Major Crimes Unit?
Frank Phillips.
Yes, DCI Ryan has what first name, though he prefers to be known just as Ryan, on the grounds that life was complicated enough without adding a series of ridiculous names into the mix?
Maxwell.
Yes, which novel is prefaced by a quotation from the Chinese military strategist Sun Tzu, which reads, "Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt."
Borderlands.
No, High Force. Heavenfield opens with the violent death of a man in a small hilltop church dedicated to which saint and Anglo-Saxon king?
Oswald.
Yes, in Penshaw, when DCI Andrew Blackett turns up unexpectedly at Ryan's home to tell him he has a fox in the hen house. He uses what slang term for the police anti-corruption unit he runs?
Force.
No, Ghost Squad. In the 2023 book Ladies Well, what's the name of the pub in the village of Holyston, which is run by Lynn Gibbons?
The Tap.
No, The Watering Hole. In the 2019 novel Borderlands, Layla Bruce is shot at what real-life military training area, which becomes the focus of the subsequent investigation into her murder?
Longstone.
No, Otterburn Ranges. In the first book, Dr. Anna Taylor is hired as a civilian consultant to assist DCI Ryan. What's the name of Anna's elder sister, the barmaid at the Jolly Anchor on Lindisfarne, who's present when the two first meet?
Megan.
Yes, before he was murdered, the ferryman, Edward Caron, had been employed to transport tourists across which river to the 15th century private chapel known as the Hermitage?
The Weir.
No, the River Coquet. In the 2022 novel Bamborough, what name is given to the apparition, rumoured to be the ghost of a lovelorn Northumbrian princess, which is said to haunt the castle and is reportedly seen at the Sandy Dunes guest house?
The Pink Lady.
It is the Pink Lady. And Shelley, at the end of that round, you had no passes. You've got 5 points. And our final contender, please. Your name,
Rob Cayley,
your occupation,
former librarian.
and your specialist subject.
The composer John Barry.
The multi-award-winning British composer known for his work on the James Bond series of films and much more. In 2 minutes, let's go. In 2002, John Barry was made an honorary freeman of which city in northern England where he'd been born in 1933?
York.
Yes, in the early 1950s, Barry took a correspondence course in composition arrangement while serving in Egypt and Cyprus, with which army regiment during his national service?
Green Howards.
Yes, in 1957, Barry formed his own band, initially known as John Barry and the Seven, who signed a recording deal with which label, a division of EMI, later that year?
Parlophone.
Yes, the John Barry Seven were a resident band on what BBC television series, first broadcast in 1959, which used Barry's composition Bee's Knees as its theme tune?
Downbeat.
No, Drumbeat. What was the name of the show business management agency formed in the early 1960s by Barry and Jeff Love, which was run by an enthusiastic music fan named Tony Lewis?
Top line artist.
Yes, Barry's introduction to the world of film music came when he was asked to write the score for which teen drama featuring Adam Faith that was released in 1960?
Beat Girl.
Yes, in 1961, what pseudonym was adopted by Barry when he and his band recorded a version of music that had been composed originally for the Luchino Visconti film Rocco and His Brothers?
Michelangelo.
Yes, in 1965, Barry married his second wife, Jane Birkin, who appeared the same year in what stage musical, which he'd written with Trevor Peacock and Wolf Mankiewicz?
Passion Flower Hotel.
Yes, which friend and frequent collaborator with whom Barry co-wrote the Oscar-winning song Born Free collected the award at the ceremony in 1967 as Barry was unable to attend?
Anthony Newley.
No, Don Black. In the early 1970s, Barry's theme tune for the Roger Moore and Tony Curtis television series The Persuaders proved so popular that he was asked to write the theme to which other action series starring Gene Barry?
The Adventurer.
Yes, Barry's involvement in the James Bond films began when he arranged and orchestrated Monty Norman's original theme for Dr. No in 1962 and ended with his work on what 1987 film?
The Living Daylights.
It was The Living Daylights. So, Rob, at the end of that round, you had no passes. You've got 9 points.
Thank you.
And at the end of the specialist subjects round, let's have a look at the scores. In fourth place with 5 points is Shelley. In third place with 7 points is Graham. In second place with 8 points is Rashmi. And in first place with 9 points sits Rob. So now the general knowledge round, and if there's a tie at the end, then the number of passes is taken into account, and the person with the fewer passes is the winner. And if they're tied on passes as well, it's a tie break. So let's ask Shelley to join us again, please. Shelley, you start with 5 points. You've now got 2.5 minutes on general knowledge. Let's go. The informal term memo for an official note circulated within an organisation is an abbreviation of what word?
Memorandum.
Yes, a former convict called Jean Valjean is the main character in what long-running West End musical?
Les Miserables.
Yes, the 1955 book The Less Deceived and the Whitsun Weddings, published in 1964, are collections of verse by which British writer who declined the post of Poet Laureate in 1984?
Philip Larkin.
Yes, the small island of Comino is part of which European country in the Mediterranean Sea?
Italy.
No, Malta. Which American actor, known for his role as Ant-Man in the Marvel films, was previously a recurring guest star in the sitcom Friends, playing Phoebe's husband, Mike Hannigan?
Paul Rudd.
Yes, in golf, what's the maximum number of clubs that can be carried in a player's bag during a round?
12.
No, 14. What's the name of the rock band who won the 2024 Brits Rising Star Award and whose debut album, Prelude to Ecstasy, topped the UK chart in February 2024?
The 1979.
No, The Last Dinner Party. Which English city in the East Midlands has the telephone area code 0116?
Birmingham.
No, Leicester. What's the 4-letter name for the Spanish sparkling wine, similar to champagne, that's produced mainly in the Penedès region near Barcelona?
Cava.
Yes, in 2017, the politician Liz Saville-Roberts became which party's leader in the Westminster Parliament?
The Green Party.
No, Plaid Cymru. What children's doll, launched at a toy fair in New York in 1959, was invented by the American businesswoman Ruth Handler and named after her daughter?
Barbie.
Yes, according to a common proverb, you can't make a silk purse out of a sow's what?
Ear.
Yes, what television competition, first shown in 2019, has been hosted by Stacey Dooley, Maya Jama and Leomi Anderson, and is subtitled Britain's Next Makeup Star?
Glow Up.
Yes, the well-known musical composition Toccata and Fugue in D minor by Johann Sebastian Bach was written for which keyboard instrument?
Piano.
No, organ. Which king of Scotland was succeeded as monarch by his only surviving legitimate son, David II, in 1329?
William Bruce.
No, Robert the Bruce. What name, derived from a Greek word for power, is given to an electric generator that converts mechanical energy into electricity?
Generator.
No, dynamo. The tree with the scientific name Malus domestica produces what edible fruit?
Grapefruit.
No, apple.
Oh.
So, Shelley, at the end of that round, you had no passes. You've got 13 points. Let's have Graham again, please. So, Graham, you start with 7 points. The score to beat, as it stands, is 13 points. You've got 2.5 minutes on general knowledge. Let's go. The official emblem of the Soviet Union depicted a sickle crossed with what other tool?
A hammer.
Yes, in the NATO phonetic alphabet, the letter J is represented by the name of which Shakespearean character?
Juliet.
Yes, what large extinct mammal, a relative of elephants and mammoths, has a name derived from Greek words for breast and tooth?
Sabertooth.
No, Mastodon. What's the name of the Coronation Street actress who joined the cast of Doctor Who in 2023 as the new companion Ruby Sunday?
Anne Kirkbride.
No, Millie Gibson. Which author wrote the 2022 novel Act of Oblivion about the hunt for those held responsible for the death of King Charles I?
Hilary Mantel.
No, Robert Harris. What's the specific four-letter term for the nest of a squirrel?
Dre.
Yes. Which stadium in Edinburgh is the home ground of the Scotland men's national rugby union team?
Murrayfield.
Yes. What was the name of the American film director who died in 2021, whose films include Superman, The Goonies, and the Lethal Weapon series?
Richard Donner.
Yes. Queen Margaretha II, who announced her abdication on live television on New Year's Eve 2023, has spent 52 years as the monarch of which European country?
Denmark.
Yes, a variety of coffee bean and a coffee drink flavoured with chocolate and topped with whipped cream are both named after which Red Sea port in Yemen, from where the bean was originally exported?
Eden.
No, Mocha. In gambling, the term snake eyes refers to a score on a pair of dice in which each of them shows what number?
1.
Yes, wouldn't it be nice? I'm Waiting for the Day and Caroline No are tracks on what 1966 album by the Beach Boys?
Pet Sounds.
Yes, which tributary of the Murray River in eastern Australia is named after a governor of New South Wales?
Smith.
No, Darling River. Which Spanish surrealist artist who died in 1989 is buried in a theatre museum which he himself designed in his hometown of Figueres, near the French border?
Salvador Dali.
Yes, what name is given to the medical procedure performed on a patient who is struggling to breathe, in which an opening is made in the front of the neck and a tube is inserted into the windpipe?
Tracheotomy.
Yes. In which 1773 play by Oliver Goldsmith does the comic character Tony Lumpkin say, "Ask me no questions and I'll tell you no fibs"?
Pass.
The small islands of Jetu and Baru are part of which group of islands, a dependency of the British Crown?
Turks and Caicos Islands.
No, it's the Channel Islands. So, Graham, you had just a one pass. The 1773 play in which the comic character Tony Lumpkin says, "Ask me no questions and I'll tell you no fibs," she stoops to conquer. And at the end of that round, you've got 17 points.
Thank you.
Next up, it's Rashmi. Rashmi, you start with 8 points. The score to beat as it stands is 17 points. You've got 2.5 minutes on general knowledge. Let's go. The letters AKA, used to indicate an alternative name for a person, stand for what three-word term?
Also known as
Yes, which British motor racing circuit has turns called Maggots, Becketts and Stowe?
Silverstone.
Yes, in 2019, Fiona Bruce succeeded David Dimbleby as the presenter of which long-running political television discussion programme?
Question time.
Yes, what colourless aniseed-flavoured spirit, often referred to as the national drink of Greece, is similar to raki and turns cloudy when water is added to it?
Retsina.
No, Ouzo, the Bose Museum, which houses works by notable artists including Goya, Canaletto and El Greco, is in which town in County Durham?
Durham.
No, Barnard Castle. The body of an insect is divided into three main segments: the head, the abdomen, and what other part between the two?
Thorax.
Yes, the 1991 legal thriller The Firm and its 2023 sequel, The Exchange, are novels by which American author?
Griffiths.
No, John Grisham. Which German city in modern-day Bavaria was named after the first Roman emperor?
Munich.
No, Augsburg. The Alfred Hitchcock films Marnie and the Birds both star which American actress?
Tippi Hedren.
Yes, for their experiments with pulses of light, the scientists Pierre Agostini, Ferenc Krauss and Anne Lewillier were jointly awarded the 2023 Nobel Prize in which discipline?
Physics.
Yes, in France, a coiffeur or coiffeuse is a person who has what occupation?
Hairdresser.
Yes, Daydream Believer and Last Train to Clarksville were UK hit singles in 1967 for which American band?
The Monkees.
Yes, the Coco de Mer or double coconut, noted for its huge fruits, is a palm tree native to which island group in the Indian Ocean?
Andaman Islands.
No, Seychelles. Which British dramatist born in Leeds in 1934 wrote the stage plays Getting On, An Englishman Abroad and The Madness of George III?
Kestrel.
No, Alan Bennett. What was the denomination of the Bank of England note featuring an image of the industrialist Matthew Boulton and the engineer James Watt on its reverse, which ceased to be legal tender in September 2022?
£20.
No, £50. The comic character Corky, who first appeared in The Dandy in 1937, is what type of domesticated animal?
Cat.
Yes, a mathematical constant. I've started, so I'll finish. A mathematical constant used in chemistry for the number of units, such as atoms or molecules, in 1 mole of a substance, is named after which scientist born in Turin in 1776?
Avogadro.
It is Amedeo Avogadro. You pleased with that one? Rashmi, at the end of that round, you had no passes. You've got 18 points.
Thank you.
And finally, let's have Rob again, please. So, Rob, you start with 9 points. The score to beat to get through to the semi-finals is Rashmi's 18 points. You've got 2.5 minutes on general knowledge. Let's go. According to a common expression, to be well prepared or properly organised is to have what aquatic birds in a row?
Ducks.
Yes, which US state has the 2-letter postal abbreviation OK?
Oklahoma.
Yes, what 1983 comedy film written and directed by Bill Forsyth is about the attempts of an American oil billionaire played by Burt Lancaster to buy a remote Scottish village?
Local hero.
Yes, which Radio 4 programme in which panellists discuss ethical issues was first broadcast in 1990 with Michael Burke as presenter?
The Moral Maze.
Yes, the name of what style of curry dish, often made with chicken, is also the former name of the Indian city of Chennai?
Vindaloo.
No, Madras. In a UK cabinet reshuffle in November 2023, Rishi Sunak appointed which former Prime Minister to the post of Foreign Secretary?
David Cameron.
Yes, which meteor shower originating from a Halley's Comet and peaking in October each year has a name derived from that of the constellation from where the meteors seem to come?
The Perseid.
No, the Orionids. Which is the lowest 3-digit prime number?
111.
No, 101. Which Spanish football club won the UEFA Champions League final in June 2024 with a 2-0 victory over Borussia Dortmund?
Barcelona.
No, Real Madrid. Which canal, opened in 1761, was designed by James Brindley to carry coal from Worsley to Manchester?
Manchester Ship Canal.
No, the Bridgewater Canal. At the Emmy Awards ceremony in January 2024, Jeremy Allen White, Ebon Moss-Bachrach and Ayo Edebiri all won acting awards for their roles in what television show, which itself won the Outstanding Comedy Series category?
Pass.
What paper size covers twice the area of A4 paper?
A3.
Yes, Interview with the Vampire and Queen of the Damned are two of the Vampire Chronicles series of novels by which American author?
Anne Rice.
Yes, brass is an alloy consisting mainly of copper and which other metal?
Tin.
No, zinc. What's the two-word name for the clear fluid in the eyeball which fills the space between the cornea and the lens and helps to maintain its shape?
Aqueous humour.
Yes, in finance, what's the acronym for the benchmark London interbank market interest rate, which was the subject of a financial scandal in the 2010s, as it was revealed to have been subject to manipulation?
Myras.
No, LIBOR. Which singer was the lead vocalist of the American group The Doors?
Jim Morrison.
It was Jim Morrison. Rob, you had just a one pass. It was The Bear that won Outstanding Comedy Series at the Emmy Awards in 2024. At the end of that round, Rob, you've got 18 points.
Thank you.
Now connect to the very last. Let's have a look at the final scores. In fourth place with 13 points is Shelley. In third place with 17 points is Graham. In second place with 18 points and one pass is Rob, which means in first place with 18 points and no passes, it's Rashmi. So she goes through to the semi-finals. Congratulations to her. If you'd like to be a contender in the next series, please go to our website, bbc.co.uk/mastermind, and you can follow us at Mastermind Quiz. Join us again next time for the first of our semi-finals. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Didn't expect to win, I must say.
In first place with 18 points and no passes, it's Rashmi.
I think the competition today was very strong. I thought Rob was answering the questions really fluidly and fluently. But when I heard him say pass, and then he hesitated a few times,
Pass.
I thought, might be in there.
And your specialist subject?
Audrey Hepburn. I chose Audrey Hepburn because, of course, she's poised and beautiful and elegant, but she's had a very interesting life. Gigi.
Yes.
Leinta D.
Yes.
Rex Harrison.
Yes.
She's inspirational.
And at the end of that round, Rashmi, you have 8 points.
Thank you. I'm the main carer for my mother, so I'm at home most of the time, so not out in a work environment. And so I wanted to keep challenging myself and see if there was something I could do. And this was one aspect of something that I felt I wanted to do since I was a young child.